जैसे जैसे दिन आगे बढ़ रहा है वैसे वैसे ये मंच मजबूत होता चला जा रहा है, भारी हो रहा है। सुबह से शुरुआत हुई, आपने कई बड़े चेहरे, कई बड़े नाम आपने यहाँ पर देखे, सुने और बातचीत की। अब ये मंच इसलिए भी ज़्यादा ताकतवर हो जाता है कि पिनाकी जी, एक हवा चली थी तीसरा मोर्चा, तो तीसरे मोर्चे के तहत एक प्रचंड जीत जो बीजेपी ने हासिल की, उसके बाद आज तीसरे मोर्चे का क्या वजूद या क्या वर्चस्व और ये क्या उनका एग्जिस्टेंस रह गया है, इस पर हम आगे बात करेंगे। मिस्टर रेड्डी, आई स्पोक अबाउट दैट वी विल स्पीक अबाउट द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ थर्ड फ्रंट। सो माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू पिनाकी जी, पुरी से आते हैं और आपने तेज तर्रार बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता को शांत कर दिया, तो सबसे पहले बात मैं ये चाहूँगा कि आप ज़्यादा बोलेंगे क्योंकि आपने प्रवक्ता को शांत किया है। पिनाकी जी।
थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग अस हियर। शांत तो पुरी के लोगों ने किया, मैंने तो सिर्फ जाके वोट की भिक्षा मांगी। ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड नवीन पटनायक जी का 4 टर्म में इतना अच्छा था कि लोगों ने तय किया कि उनको 5th टर्म दिया जाए, और चूँकि हमारे यहाँ असेंबली और पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शंस एक साथ होते हैं, उसका बहुत फ़ायदा हमें मिलता है, बिकॉज़ नवीन पटनायक जी के लिए जो वोट पड़ता है उसमें ऑटोमेटिकली पार्लियामेंट के लिए भी एमपीज़ को वोट पड़ता है। हालांकि इस बार कुछ डुअल वोटिंग हुई है, कई लोग चाह रहे थे मोदी जी के लिए सेंटर में, नवीन पटनायक जी के लिए स्टेट में, जिसकी वजह से नवीन पटनायक जी को बहुत बहुमत मिला है स्टेट में, जबकि सेंटर में कुछ हमारी पार्लियामेंट की सीटें कम हुई हैं, हालांकि बहुत कम मार्जिन से कम हुई हैं, बट कुछ कम हुई हैं। हम पिछली बार 20 सीटें थी, इस बार हमारी 12 सीटें रही हैं। जहाँ तक आपका सवाल तीसरे मोर्चे का है, देखिए प्रधानमंत्री जी ने खुद बात की है, ही इज़ टॉक्ड अबाउट कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म। इंडिया, देयर इज़ नो क्वेश्चन, द बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज़ अ फेडरल सिस्टम। इट कैन नेवर बी अ यूनिटरी फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एज लॉन्ग एज federalism remains at the core of the Indian constitution, which cannot be tinkered with, and as long as even a prime minister who is in that sense a very centrifugal figure, even he recognizes that there has to be cooperative federalism. Therefore, there is no question that federalism, as long as it obtains in the hearts and minds of people, there will always be in a federal structure parties which will be non-aligned to the two large parties. I don't know how large a party the Congress is anymore. Honestly, we despair for how large.
मैं यही पूछ रहा हूँ पिनाकी जी, मेरा सवाल ही आपसे ये था कि क्या बीजेपी की प्रचंड जीत के बाद तीसरे मोर्चे जैसे एक मोर्चे का अस्तित्व जिंदा है या जिंदा रह पाएगा?
देखिए, ये मोर्चा तीसरा मोर्चा हो या दूसरा मोर्चा हो, because Congress now is really part of the third front. So therefore, perhaps it should now no longer be called a third front. It should be called a federal front, because the Congress also really, in that sense, has become really a regional party. It's confined to 2 or 3 states or 4 states. So therefore, it is there's no doubt that the BJP at the core of the NDA is one front, and there will always be an alternate front. I don't believe it's a third front anymore, because it would only be a third front if the second front was strong enough. I don't believe the second front is strong at all. So therefore, the third front has now become the second front. It's an NDA and a non-NDA front, and that will always remain.
लेकिन कमजोर रहेगा।
This country can never become a single party government, number one. The regional parties, because of regional aspirations, will always give a very stiff fight to any kind of centrist and central positioning by any party.
But Mr. Mishra, this government is aiming at one nation, one election. How do you foresee that?
That one nation, one election is a totally different concept. The Biju Janata Dal, in fact, was the original proponent of the one nation, one election. Please remember, in 2004, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji called elections early, Orissa still had 1 year to go. And Naveen Patnaik did something that no politician in India, I think, has done in the last 30-35 years. He cut short the Orissa Assembly by 1 year, preponed our elections to make them simultaneously with the parliament elections. The reasons he gave: we are a poor state, a long period of consecutive periods of model code of conduct will not be in the interest of the people. Single election will have lesser expenditure. So since then, 4, 9, 14, 19, we've been having simultaneous elections. So therefore, we are complete proponents of that, and I think it can very easily be done. All you need is a minor amendment in the constitution that along the German model, which is that no vote of no confidence can be brought unless a vote of confidence is simultaneously brought. That's the end of the matter. There will happily be 5 years government, no matter what happens.
Okay. Mr. Mithun Reddy, first of all, congratulations for the
Thank you.
landslide
Thank you very
victory
much.
in your state and to your leadership. My question, did you get my question to what I asked to Mr. Pinaki Mishra? What is your take on that, the way BJP has made it to the parliament, 303 seats? Do you see the existence of regional parties anymore?
First, I would like to say hello to everyone here. I represent YSR Congress Party, led by Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, who is a very young CM in the country, and we had a thumping majority. So I'd like to make it clear that though there was this huge mandate for BJP throughout the country, but Andhra Pradesh was an exception, and we swept the state with almost 51% of the votes. That's the highest in the country for any party to have won in this election. So basically, we believe that power is not eternal.
You'll have to share the secret of your energy as well.
I mean, our leader is very young, and he did a 14-month Padayatra. He went on foot, meeting all the people for almost like 3,650 kilometers, day in, day out. So he is aware, I mean, he knows the pulse of the people, and his strength and his vision is our victory success. But if you talk about the future of regional parties, like I think that, I mean, my personal opinion is that power is not eternal. I mean, I don't think BJP can hold this or anybody. There have been stronger mandates. There have
Means
been
you
stronger
endorse
parties.
Mr. Mishra's statement.
Yes, absolutely. And I think what we need now is to be patient. We need to see our opportunities, just not the Lok Sabha numbers. Like if you see the Rajya Sabha, the BJP is still a minority. They don't have brute strength there. So next 4 years, we will be having like 10 more MPs in the Rajya Sabha. With the mandate we have got, I think all the Rajya Sabha MPs will be from our party. So there are various things like, but in terms of our support to the BJP, we will support BJP issue-based wherever the interest of our states is protected. And we will definitely oppose where it is detrimental to the growth of our state. And we will not let any opportunity pass where we can get benefit to our state. But this is a passing mean. It's like, it's never a vertical growth for any political party. We always have a up and down. So probably I think BJP is at the peak of their whatever is the performance. Hopefully the regional parties have a say. Recently our leader was in Delhi. He was very vocal, and he went on record saying that we wish there was a coalition government. As a regional party, I think a coalition party is always good for the overall health of the country. Because
Mr. Reddy, I have to ask you, what is the future role of Jagan as a leader of your state? He is the chief minister, he is steering the party. But what role you see of Jagan in center?
I mean, we have like out of 25, we won 22 people have won from our state and from our party. So we will be, I mean, we will take every opportunity in the parliament, every minute, every second. It will make it count for the public of our state. And we are basically focused in Andhra Pradesh. And from ours, it's going to be, basic focus is going to be in Andhra Pradesh, since we're a very new state.
Will you also demand a special status for your state?
Yeah, I would like to just put in a thing, because like special category status was promised to us when our state was split. It was promised by both the UPA, the then government was the UPA, and even the NDA. Both of them came together and split our state, and the new state was formed, Telangana, and the residual state is still Andhra Pradesh. But the worst part is that like we got 60% of the population with 40% revenues. So when the day the state was split, we were promised special category status. So special category status, because like we do not have a capital, we do not have proper infrastructure, and we have a huge revenue deficit. Like if you see, like the debt of our state was like 90,000 crores, and the residual state was 90,000 crores in 2014. So now, like in 5 years, the debt is shot up to 2.6 lakh crores. So it's huge, and every year we end up paying 20,000 crores just for interest, and there's a huge revenue deficit for almost like 40,000 crores.
So your demand for special category status
Yes,
continues.
obviously it is natural justice because
Jai.
the state was split against our interests, so
Jai.
we demand
I-
special
I-
category
Jai.
status.
I just want to add to what Mr. Reddy is saying. You know, the BJP up to 2014 when they were in the opposition, in fact, the first sentence of the BJP's 2014 manifesto was for Orissa, again was, we will demand special category status for Orissa and we will continue to fight until we achieve it. That's the first line of their manifesto. You know, from 14 to 19 to sort of shift the goalpost and say now the Niti Aayog has done away with special category status. This is not carved in stone.
It's taking back their words, you mean.
That's what they're saying, that the Niti Aayog now says there will be no special category status anymore. You know,
Yeah,
Andhra Pradesh
yeah.
is a classic case.
Yeah.
Odisha is a classic case. Andhra Pradesh promised by enactment of
Telangana.
parliament. Orissa, 4 major cyclones over the last 6 years set us back almost 25 years. You know, when you're in the path of these kind of natural calamities, if you don't give us special category status, who will you give it to? So this is not carved in stone, and the government must certainly look at this with an open mind.
पिनाकी जी, राजनीति तो छल कपट से चलती है और ये छदम रूप से ये सारी बातें होती हैं। मेरा आपसे ये सवाल है कि यूपी में एक तीसरे मोर्चे का साथ हमने देखा, वहाँ धाराशाही हुआ यूपी चुनाव में, उसके बाद 2019 का चुनाव। तो ये सारी बातों के मद्देनज़र उत्तर से दक्षिण, दक्षिण से पूर्व और पश्चिम सारी पार्टियां एक गोलबंद होकर ये कोशिश की महागठबंधन के नाम पे। ये आपको लगता है कि इतने आने वाले भविष्य में ये टिक पाएंगे? राज्यों में चुनाव भी हैं।
देखिए, इस बार इसमें कोई दो मत नहीं है कि भारत के एक बहुत बड़े अंश में, आंध्र में नहीं हुआ, उड़ीसा में नहीं हुआ, तमिलनाडु में नहीं हुआ, वो अलग बात है, केरला में नहीं हुआ, अलग बात है, लेकिन अदरवाइज़ भारत के एक बहुत बड़े हिस्से में लोगों को ये लगा कि विपक्ष जो एक समीकरण सामने रख रहा है वो समीकरण अट्रैक्टिव नहीं है
जी।
और मोदी जी की जो मंशा इस देश के लिए है, जो 5 साल का उन्होंने कार्यकाल दिखाया है, हो सकता है 5 साल का कार्यकाल जो वो कह रहे हैं एक टर्म इनफ नहीं है, इनको एक दूसरा टर्म देना बनता है क्योंकि विपक्ष का नैरेटिव अट्रैक्टिव नहीं है। इसका ये अर्थ नहीं है कि वो मोदी जी को तीसरा टर्म, चौथा टर्म, 5वां टर्म, ये देखिए सपने की बात है, ये इसमें हर कोई धराशायी हुआ है।
लेकिन जिस अंदाज में ये लोग आगे बढ़
अगर
रहे हैं,
काम नहीं करेंगे इस 5 साल में तो लोग तीसरा टर्म फिर देंगे, मुझे उस पर बहुत गहरा डाउट है। तो इसलिए इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि यूपी का समीकरण काम नहीं किया, क्योंकि लोग चाह रहे थे मोदी जी को दूसरा टर्म एक देने के लिए, क्योंकि विपक्ष का नैरेटिव फ्रैंकली वाज नॉट अट्रैक्टिव इनफ। इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं।
मिस्टर रेड्डी, डू यू एग्री?
Yeah, I totally agree with that because it's just a number game. It's not that the entire country, all the 100% voters voted for BJP.
Correct.
They just got like lesser than 50%, but it's just a number game and they got more seats in the Lok Sabha. Doesn't mean that the whole country is with BJP. If they don't perform these 5 years, I think they'll be down in the docks. They need to perform. There's huge expectation on this government as well. But if you see in the national perspective, like the earlier speakers also spoke, the narrative of the opposition was really weak. And it was like they compared one-on-one with Modi ji and Rahul ji, and people felt that, okay, in this particular thing, like on the central government perspective, Modi ji is stronger and he was projected a better leader and people voted for him.
Mr. Reddy, you know, I bear with him completely with what he's saying. Where the opposition narrative was strong in Andhra, in Orissa, the people voted for an alternate system. People voted for Jaganji in Andhra. They found that an attractive narrative, even though BJP gave exactly the same narrative in Andhra. But once they found an alternate narrative which they thought was more attractive, Orissa, 5 terms for Naveen Patnaik, they tried their best to dislodge him. But people felt the continuing narrative was a good narrative. So therefore, there is no such magic that it can't be overcome.
Means you mean to say that he doesn't have a magical wand in his hand and he'll do
I
it?
don't think he has a magical wand at all, but there is no doubt that he is today by far the tallest leader leading this country. We have no hesitation in saying that with the pan-Indian appeal. There's no question about it. And today, for the Congress party, if it wishes to be another pole, and after all, it does fight the BJP in 6 or 7 states 1-1. So in those 230, 240 seats, if the Congress party is not able to throw up a good enough challenger, the regional parties will have to continue to play their role.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Mr. Reddy, my question to you is, where do you see Chandrababu Naidu politics after this?
Chandrababu Naidu is a very senior politician, but in the last 5 years, he was completely lost. Like there's huge corruption allegations. It's not just by by us, since he is an opposite party, because the National Council for Applied Economic Research, ranked Andhra Pradesh as the most corrupt state in the country. So all these things in the last 5 years was really, very bad for our state. There was not much of, none of the major projects were taken up. The capital city was not built, and the Polavaram project, which is like the lifeline for our state, is still not even halfway it's been done. So all these things, there was the misgovernance, there was huge corruption allegations against his MLAs. So this, the major thing, and they found, all the people found hope in our leader, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, and he's a very strong personality. So the people have given us that huge mandate, and I don't think Mr. Chandrababu Naidu is going to recover anytime soon, because there's no second rung leadership in his Telugu Desam party.
Mr. Reddy, before we go to the audience, Pinaki ji, आखिरी सवाल, बजट को लेकर आपकी क्या उम्मीदें हैं आपके पार्टी की और आपके राज्य की?
देखिए, बजट के लिए उम्मीदें तो बहुत हैं. स्टेट्स की उम्मीदें एक तरफ हैं, देश की उम्मीदें एक तरफ हैं. जहाँ तक स्टेट का सवाल है, उड़ीसा में तो आपको मालूम है अभी जिस तरह से हमारा साइक्लोन अभी हुआ है, एक बहुत बड़ी क्षति हुई है उड़ीसा में. ये चौथी बार साइक्लोन 6 साल में, और इस साइक्लोन ने तो पूरे कोस्टल उड़ीसा को तबाह कर दिया है बिल्कुल. तो जो हम लोग कुछ आर्थिक सहायता मांग रहे हैं, उसके लिए मेरे हिसाब से केंद्र सरकार को उड़ीसा की तरफ विशेष नज़र देनी चाहिए. पर एक मैं इसमें बताना चाहता हूँ, एक प्रैक्टिकल नज़रिया होना चाहिए बजट में. बड़ी सिंपल बात है, उड़ीसा रेलवेज को 20,000 करोड़ रुपया साल का रेवेन्यू देती है. 20,000 करोड़, सिंगल लार्जेस्ट रेवेन्यू कम्स फ्रॉम उड़ीसा. यू गिव अस a budgetary estimate of 4,000, 5,000 crores. At the end of the day, you ultimately end up spending 1,000, 1,200. Do you know the amount of damage that is being caused at Paradip port, at Dhamra port, because there are no railway lines? If the railways actually spends another 5 to 7,000 crores, the railway, everybody says this, Niti Aayog says the railway revenue will double to 40,000 to 50,000 crores. I don't understand what is the problem. Why doesn't the budget become more realistic? Put in money where you will get more money. So seriously speaking, somebody has to sit down and apply their mind that, look, let us plow in money in areas where there are going to be long-term to mid-term returns. Let us not fritter away money, which has unfortunately been done over the last 5 years, I'm sorry to say.
पिनाकी जी, आपकी वो 2014 की जो वायदे थे बीजेपी के, वो आज भी आप स्पेशल कैटेगरी उड़ीसा के लिए सोचते हैं?
इसमें तो कोई दो राय है ही नहीं. आंध्रा और उड़ीसा, अगर 2 स्टेट्स को भारतवर्ष में मिलना चाहिए, एक को बाय एनैक्टमेंट ऑफ पार्लियामेंट और एक को बिकॉज ऑफ सर्कमस्टांसेस व्हिच एवरीबडी रिकॉग्नाइजेस that no other state in the country has had these kind of natural disasters the way we've had. So both these states 100% deserve it. There is no question about it.
Mr. Reddy,
आप लिमिटेड पीरियड के लिए कर दीजिए. देखिए, हम नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि आप फॉर ऑल टाइम्स टू कम करिए. आप 3 साल के लिए, 5 साल के लिए करके एटलीस्ट गिव अस सम टेम्पररी रिलीफ. दैट्स व्हाट वी आर आस्किंग फॉर टुडे.
Mr. Reddy, the same question. What are your expectations from the budget?
Our expectations are that the BJP or the India government walks the talk. We expect them to keep up their promises. They had promised special category status for Andhra Pradesh on the floor of the house, in their manifesto, in their election speeches. So we wish they keep up their word. Just because they have a majority now, we hope they don't go back on their promises. And when the state was split, there have been a lot of promises for us, like there have been a AP Reorganization Act, where there have been a lot of unfulfilled promises. So we wish they keep up their word, because it's not just this election, and the people of AP are like really, we are at a disadvantage after the state was split. So we wish they keep their word and the promises are fulfilled. Yeah.
मेरे ख्याल से अगर ऑडियंस में से किसी को एक एक सवाल अगर लेने हो तो वो ले सकते हैं।
क्योंकि जितेंद्र सिंह साहब भी अब यहाँ पहुँच चुके हैं, तो बस एक ही सवाल की गुंजाइश है। आपका शुभ नाम?
My name is Dinesh Goyal, and my question to is Mr. Mithun. After the winning, does your government allow CBI to enter Andhra Pradesh to interrogate or investigate the corruption charges against the previous government?
Yeah, I would like to make this clear, because earlier the Chandrababu Naidu government stopped the CBI from investigating in Andhra Pradesh. The first thing Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy did was, though there were CBI cases against him, he permitted the CBI to do their inquiry. He has lifted the ban what Mr. Chandrababu Naidu had put there. So our government focus is to have a corrupt-free state. So we don't have any issues with CBI or any other agency. Now everybody is free to do their investigation.
जी, तो पिनाकी जी, आपने और मिथुन जी ने जो यहाँ पर कहा कि बीजेपी की प्रचंड जीत के बावजूद क्षेत्रीय दलों को अपनी उम्मीदें ख़त्म नहीं करनी चाहिए, तो इस पे तनवीर काजी साहब की एक लाइन मुझे याद आती है, तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है, तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है।
बहुत खूब, बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you.
वजूद को समय भी तलाश रहा है, और क्षेत्रीय क्षत्रप्स के मामले में ये वाकई इन चुनावों ने ये दिखाया कि डेवलपमेंट की बात उनको भी करनी होगी और रीजनल एस्पिरेशंस की बात